What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're here to talk about just some new stuff that's actually been coming out over the last couple of days. So first of which, we have this official tweet from Treasure Cruise. It came out at news time last night, and boom, they're basically announcing, save the date, May 6th at 2 a.m. PST time. That is when they're going to do the official reveal of the anniversary characters coming this year. So remember that the Sugo Fest itself is going to be starting on May 11th, and then May 6th is when they're doing like the official reveal. So that's going to be big because we're going to know all the details of like not only who's coming, but what they actually do. They did the same thing last year where, you know, a handful of days before the actual Sugo Fest, they did like a little bit of a stream. They revealed everything. They just info dumped everything. And then very shortly after that, I believe, they dumped all of the stuff in game as well, in terms of like a data download, all the information regarding, you know, upcoming event and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. So May 6th, mark it down. It is not far away. I mean, in terms of when it is, it's going to be Tuesday next week. Okay, so that's going to be fun. So it's happening at 2 a.m., which is very early in the morning. So I will be up early to live stream my reaction to that. So make sure to go follow the Twitch channel if you haven't done so yet. So, anyways, we need to talk about some other stuff because there was actually the reveal of a new Pirate Rumble Sugo Fest. Now, this is actually kind of interesting because this is not a Sugo Fest exclusive. I think a lot of people were kind of expecting that to be the case. However, we're not getting that. We're just getting a straight up Rumble Rare Recruit, no Sugo Fest exclusive, which is honestly kind of surprising considering how Treasure Cruise has been over the last like year or so. It just feels like every banner that they bring out will feature a new legend, but they're not doing that this time, which I guess kind of makes sense considering we're about to hit the anniversary and there's going to be a lot of Sugo Fest exclusive characters. Shout out to Captain Pappy, by the way, for consolidating this info about the banner right here. So it's a new Rumble banner, new Sakazuki, which makes sense because this is the Sakazuki that was trying to stop Kuma from rampaging, obviously, in Mary Joas. So let's have a look at what this banner is providing. So it's a Sai and Fighter focused Rumble banner. Discount on the first one, guaranteed Rumble character or legend on step 2. It's a very typical looking Rumble banner here. It goes without saying, you probably shouldn't be pulling here. What you can do is hold your gems. When the anniversary drops, do your pulls in the anniversary. If you have leftover gems, then you can go back to the older banners, such as the Sakazuki one. Or if you want to go back and pull for Vegapunk or Kuma, you can do that. I want to talk about this Sakazuki though, because I feel like, honestly, this brings up some pretty interesting info. So let's go ahead and talk about him. Shout out to Two Shanks for putting him already on the database. So Sakazuki is a fighter striker Sai unit. That's honestly surprising, seeing Sakazuki as a striker. Definitely not what I was expecting. He's a Sai focus unit as well, which we don't get many Sai Sakazukis, which is interesting. Obviously, what he does doesn't really matter. He's not really going to be used in normal content, but he's a Rumble unit. Interesting thing though, Rumble Rare Recruits typically don't get, like, good supports, but for some reason, he does. And lo and behold, he attaches to Borsalino. Once per adventure, when the enemy inflicts you with paralysis, reduces paralysis by 3 turns. This guy's kind of crazy, dude. This is a very good support effect for Borsalino, and I feel like it goes without saying that, like, a lot of people are expecting Borsalino to be part of the 11th anniversary, and I feel like this will further add evidence to that being the case. Very good support effect. I mean, heck, even if you don't want to use him in Rumble, support effect alone is almost good enough to try and pull for this guy. It's very, very good. Alright, let's move on. His Rumble stuff, he gives Sai and Fighter characters HP and speed up level 6, gives himself level 5 shield, but interestingly enough, Navy teammates get level 6 health and level 6 defense. That's incredibly strong, meaning that if you are a Sai or a fighter that also has the Navy tag, you actually get level 12 HP, 6 speed, and 6 defense. Like, this is a very good Rumble ability right here, and I like to see this. Like, introducing Navy tags in Rumble is pretty cool too. It allows for some interesting team combinations moving forward. What I would like to see though is that if they want to go down this route, like, drop Sai and Fighter and just make it solely Navy focused even. I wouldn't mind that, because then it does allow you to kind of build teams that are you know, no longer held by those restrictions of having a certain type or a certain color. You can just run characters all of a certain tag, and that's going to make for some very cool teams, I think, moving forward. But it is interesting because I don't think you could just dump a character that solely boosts Navy straight off the cuff. I feel like you do have to kind of do this first, where a character is kind of a hybrid scenario, and then once there is enough characters with tags, then you can start doing solo tag stuff. So that's maybe what we'll see moving forward in the future, not only for Rumble, but for normal, like, Captain and Special moving forward too. Let's have a look at this special ability, 30-second CT. What is he considered? Is he like an attack style unit? I'm not too sure, but either way, let's have a look. Targets enemies in a large range for 4,500 damage, which is actually quite good. And then Navy teammates, you get level 7 attack for 30 seconds, level 7 speed for 30 seconds, and then if 4 or more Navy characters are on the team, target one enemy with low HP for 2 times damage ignoring defense. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good Rumble special, especially when you think about the fact that this character is only going to cost 20 in Rumble, meaning very easy to inject on your teams. The only real issue is trying to run a full team of Navy with this guy, or at least 4 or more Navies to actually get this to work, because you definitely want this. You need this to work. And I guess there is the release of this guy right here, Fujitora and Greenbull. I do want to have a look real quick. Fujitora and Greenbull, they are a slasher fighter. Do they boost fighters in Rumble? I hope they do. Yeah, okay, they do. And then what's their special do again? Damage. Okay, so technically, yes, you could use Fujitora and Greenbull alongside Sakazuki. That actually would work. So I guess it makes sense why they're actually boosted here. Okay, interesting. It's just a matter of, like, what other characters would you use? Off the top of my head, I can't think. I mean, Legend Garp would be perfect as well, right? Galaxy Impact Garp would work really well with Sakazuki. That's another Navy character. Honesty Impact Kobe. I mean, that's already a pretty good core with Garp, Kobe, Sakazuki, Fujitora, Greenbull. That would actually be a pretty solid squad, at least like a core to build around. Not too bad. So, again, character tags, I like that they're introducing it in this fashion. It just, like, I feel like we have to get more characters of this kind of style to actually make it kind of worth it. And I'm very excited to see what they're going to do for the anniversary units, not only just in terms of Rumble, but in terms of, like, Captain and Special and EX Super and stuff, because if they're really going hard on this character tag mechanic, then yeah, they're going to have to go, like, all in on it. Like, introduce it fully, integrate it with a lot of characters, even doing what they did with the level limit breaks with the Sai Luffy, Marco Ace, Strength Mihawk, Final Tap Kid. Give new level limit breaks to a bunch of units that are more tag centric to actually make this mechanic work, because the way that it's going to be right now is a lot of characters are going to want to use this mechanic, but if there's not enough units to build a team around, it's going to be very difficult to make people go out of their way to do that. People are probably just going to stick with their, you know, their classes and colors, because, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know what I mean? I get what they're trying to do here, but yeah, they really have to be careful in terms of integrating all of this stuff together. But I'm very, very excited to see what they have in store for us. But of course, the big thing, of course, is this. So this video here, obviously they just tweeted this one out during news time. So this is just more of like a tease about the Egghead 11th anniversary, going through the start of Egghead, of course. Lilith and Bonnie were the first characters to debut. It's first Sugo Fest really for the Egghead Sugo Fest to debut. We have the Egghead Straw Hats, of course. These are all characters that have already released before. The first iteration of the Stella Vegapunk. The World Government Shadow lurks behind Dr. Vegapunk. That's the 6+ of Lucci, I do believe. And I don't actually remember the special animation of that Luffy. That might have been the free-to-play Luffy. And then we got the Seraphim, of course. And then there's Stussy, which I would really like to get this Legend Stussy. She's really, really good. And then, of course, the Luffy Lucci, the Kaku, and Zoro getting representation in here as well. And now, like, they're literally going through the story of Egghead. And, like, where we're at right now in terms of the anime is kind of falling in line with what people are thinking, right? Where we're going to see some pretty cool stuff soon. And then we got, like, the Egghead is on fire. Escape Egghead, 11th anniversary. I feel like at this point, I feel like it's kind of confirmed. We're going to see some sort of Luffy, probably some sort of Borsalino. We already made a video on Saturn. Pretty much, I feel like that's going to happen. What else could we see? Maybe new Pacifistas. Maybe we'll see Seraphims come back. Maybe a new version of Zoro. Who knows? But I feel like that's what it's going to be. I'm excited for it. May 6th, 2 a.m. PST. Mark it down. Don't forget it. We're going to be live streaming our reaction to it when it drops. Hopefully you enjoyed the video though. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.